Then we begin to recite the Heart Sutra. Okay. Everybody have their hand up? Okay. So good evening, my dear brothers and sisters. Today is May the 24th, 2017. Welcome for tonight's meditation and Dharma talks. Tonight we will continue on the Dharma Sutra on chapter 3. So we have a sign-up sheet for the retreat. You can sign up. There's 1 more week, right? After this week and next week we have a retreat. So last time we all talked about chapter 2, right? Chapter 2, Subhuti, he asked the 2 important questions. That is, how we able to master our mind. And the second question is, how do we dwelling? Where do we refuse our mind into it? And today the Buddha today will answer these 2 questions, these 2 important questions. So we are on chapter 3. Laura, can you read for us?
The orthodox doctrine of the great vehicle. The Buddha said to Subhuti, "This is how the Bodhisattva Mahasattvas master their thinking. However, many species of living beings there are, whether born from eggs, from the womb, from moisture, or spontaneously, whether they have form or do not have form, whether they have perceptions or do not have perceptions, or whether it cannot be said of them that they have perceptions or that they do not have perceptions. We must lead all these beings to the ultimate nirvana so that they can be liberated. And when this innumerable, immeasurable, infinite number of beings has become liberated, we do not, in truth, think that a single being has been liberated."
Okay. So that's his answer. I think you can have to this one more. Last sentence.
Why is this so? If Subhuti, a Bodhisattva, holds on to the idea that a self, a person, a living being, or a lifespan exists, that person is not an authentic Bodhisattva.
Okay. So that is his answer. Everyone understand? So his first said, the Buddha said to Subhuti, this is how Bodhisattva Mahasattvas master their thinking. So this is how a Bodhisattva, a Bodhi is a what? Bodhi means awakened. Sattva is being. A Bodhisattva is a person who is awakened. And it also helps other beings to be awake. So Mahasattva, Maha means great, Sattva means beings. So it's also referred to a great Bodhisattva, a great being. So a Mahasattva takes the great vow to relieve the suffering of all beings, right? To bring to absolute or ultimate nirvana. Mean a Bodhisattva vows to help all sentient beings, right? To bring peace and joy. That is the Bodhisattva. And then in Mahayana Sutra says that a Bodhisattva is to vow to go back in this world, to rise on the wave of birth and death. They come in this world with birth and death, but they are not drowned by the birth and death. They are vowed to come here to help others sentient beings. They have no more affliction, no more suffering, no more distress. So they vow to come back here to help all sentient beings to achieve the ultimate nirvana. That is the Bodhisattva. And then his second says that however many species of all living beings they are, whether they're born from eggs, from womb, from moisture, or from spontaneously. So animal born from eggs is what? Like what? Chicken, birds, reptile, all those stuff, right? Thing that born from womb is human, dog, cat, cow, all those stuff, right? And beings born from moisture, like what? Yeah, worm, bacteria, virus, so all these things. And this is the nine kind of living being. So the first is born from eggs, the second born from womb, the third is born from moisture, and fourth is born from motion. Right? So what animals or what insect born from transformation? Must be something on the outside. You can open the door and go outside.
Do you have a comment? Is that a reincarnation?
Transformations like the butterfly. Is from metamorphosis. And number 5 is being from forms like what? Being with form. Number 6 is being without form. Beings without forms like heaven being, they have no form, they are formless. There's a formless heaven. And then number 7 is being with thought. Being born with thought, like ghost, spirit. And number 8 is being without thought. Being born without thoughts like tree, earth, rocks, matter. Beings who are not totally with thought, right? So that is the 9 classified as beings. So all the things a Bodhisattva, all beings, a Bodhisattva vow to bring all of them to enter Nirvana. And you have to ask the question, how can we bring all this being to enter Nirvana? Right? Have you achieved Nirvana yet? But how can you save all this being to Nirvana? It here in the Sutra say that all beings, like when you think about eggs, chicken means your thought of chicken. So now you start thinking, then you bring them all to Nirvana. The Nirvana is the state of stillness, calm, in peace in your mind. So right now you sit here, you think about chicken, then the being born from eggs. If you think a dog, then what? Beings born with womb. So any thought arises, chicken, dog, moisture, bacteria, being living spontaneously, form or formless, perception, you bring them to the Nirvana. Means you bring them to state of stillness. So liberation here means you have to liberate in your mind, not outside. You vow to save all living beings inside your mind. So your mind contains all this living being. Right? So it's like your meditation, you sit here and suddenly you remember the dog, remember the cat. Now you have to stop thinking about it. You have to bring them to this stillness. Stillness here is Nirvana. That is the Buddha answered this question to Subhuti. How can I master my mind? You master your mind by bring all living being, thought without thought, form, any form, to state of stillness. I mean your mind has to be stillness. That means you bring all living being to Nirvana. You see that? So very simple. That's why meditation is we of liberation, all sentient beings. We help all sentient beings to enter Nirvana. I mean any thought arises in your mind, you bring to complete stillness without thought. That is what he means to save all sentient beings. So in Buddhism, our practice is to not distinguish living being or non-living being. All living beings are the same. All non-living beings are the same, right? So in this living being, this non-living being. So in our cell we have living being, and it's also non-living being. Living being is what? Bacteria, virus, our cell. Non-living being is tofu, chicken, all the meat we eat, vegetarian, all the meat, the bone, the blood, right? So that is non-mineral, right? So in our cell we have living being and non-living being, right? So we vow to save all these things. So living being and non-living beings, there's no separation, right? It's like form and formless, there's no separation. So the Buddha nature cannot separate from this form, this body, and this body cannot separate from the Buddha nature. So how do we know we have a awakened mind? By knowing we have this body, right? So that's why we have to depend on this body to be able to meditate and to be able to see our awakened nature, right? So that's why we use our body as a vehicle to be able to practice, right? To be able to control, to be able to bring all living beings to enter Nirvana. So here he talked about that we have to bring any thought arise in your mind, bring them to complete stillness, right? Like you sit in here and you think of some mom, your dad, or your family, your whatever arise in your mind. You have to bring them, whatever, to complete stillness. So complete stillness here is the definition of ultimate nirvana. So you save all sentient beings, right, to the state of nirvana. So that's why. So when you bring to all this being to nirvana, mean that there's no self, right? So that's why we have to bring all these 9 classes of being to enter nirvana. And then there are 4 types of nirvana. In general, we take this as nirvana, but in Buddhism we divide this 4 types of nirvana. The first nirvana we call the pure, the self nature. Nirvana of pure self nature. That means awakened mind. Everyone has this pure self nature, right? It's what we call Buddha nature. The second nirvana is called nirvana with residue. Mean a person who achieved an arhat or a Buddha, they have nirvana, their mind have nirvana, they achieve nirvana, but they still have this body, right? So that's why we call incomplete nirvana. Another term, nirvana with residue, is incomplete nirvana. So this nirvana still have this body. So the Buddha, the arhat have this body because why? Because they are past karma. So they still have this body. Even though they're in nirvana, but they still have this body. The third is nirvana without residue. I mean, when they put this body to rest, they enter the true nirvana. Nirvana without body, right? So we have nirvana with body, what we call nirvana with residue, and nirvana without this body, this 4 elements, this 5 skandha, right? And the last is nirvana of no dwelling. So a Bodhisattva lives with a nirvana with no dwelling, right? They have no place. That's what we call nirvana of no dwelling. So in Vietnamese we call tự tánh niết bàn. It's nirvana of pure self-awakening. And hữu như y niết bàn means nirvana with this body. And vô như y niết bàn means the nirvana without body. And vô trụ xứ niết bàn, the nirvana with no living, no dwelling anywhere, right? No stay one place, it's everywhere. So everywhere is nirvana. So that is the classified of 4 kinds of nirvana, right? Generally, the first nirvana we have it, but the second, the third, the fourth, the second is Bodhisattva or arhat, and the third and the fourth, the Bodhisattva or the Buddha, and the fourth, the Bodhisattva or Buddha, right? So the first nirvana we have it, we call the self nature, what we call awakening nature. But the second, third, the fourth nirvana we are not there yet. Because we are not completely free of mind. We have not completely liberated all sentient beings. So all sentient beings here is in your mind, right? That's what the Buddha say. If you want to achieve ultimate nirvana, you have to liberate all sentient beings. I mean, you help all sentient beings to enter nirvana, then you become nirvana. You see that? All living beings here is meaning all your thoughts. One thought is a living being. The second thought is a second living being. So every thought arises, there's billion of thought. I mean, you have billion of what? Living being. So thought is what? Living being, right? So that's why you have to bring all these thoughts to completely rest. Then you achieve the nirvana, what we call the true nirvana. And then the second sentence says, and when this innumerable, immeasurable, infinity number of beings have become liberated, we do not in truth think that a single being has been liberated. I mean, when you bring all this to rest, then you don't have, you say, oh, I bring them to nirvana. Actually, you cannot say that you bring to nirvana. If you say you bring to nirvana, still have what? Still have this I, this ego, I bring to nirvana. So you save all sentient beings, but you actually not save sentient beings. That is the true saving. You see that? Just like when you go in and help other sentient beings, and you say, oh, I help the person. If without me, they are poor. Without me, they are nothing. So you say that I help that person means this ego help that person. So you still have attachment with helping. So when Buddhists are helping sentient beings without any I, right? You see that? So it's like you're helping somebody come from their suffering, come from their stress, and you always say, I help her. Without me, then she will suffer. So with this I, still a what? Still actually not a liberation. So you have to completely destroy this I. So let me tell you a story about this Zen student and master. So one day, usually in Korean, there's a mountain, right? People usually climbing the mountain because there's a big temple on top of the mountain. So on the way from the mountain, it's about very long way, 3 or 4 hours. So when you walk into the mountain, and suddenly there's a lot of people selling stuff, right? Lay people can sell. We don't know. There's a lot of people sell. They sell food, they sell water, they sell other stuff. And then there's a group of children, right? They usually go to the pond and get caught some frogs, you know. And then they have a bucket of frogs, and there's a small barbecue. So whenever you walk to the mountain, you're hungry, you want that frog, and they what? They will fry the frog for you. If you pick that frog, they fry it for you right there. So what we call barbecue, right? Barbecue the frogs. So this monk, this Zen student, with his teacher walking, and suddenly he saw these frogs. And then he told his teacher, "Oh, teacher, come and sit. Master, come and sit. I will be right back. I will give you some water." So he went to the children. They are frying the frog. He said that I want to buy all these frogs. And the children so happy. They say, "Oh, we go home early today." This little monk, he bought all the frogs. So he just bought all the frogs in the cage. He went to the pond and he let the frog freely. And the frog so happy without anybody killed them. So he ran to his teacher and he's smiling and being happy, and the master asked, "Why are you so happy?" And the students say, "Oh, what do you know what I did? I saved all the frogs. That's what made me happy." And the master said, "You save all this frog, you will go to hell." And the student said, "What?" He shocked. He said, "I saved all this frog, why am I going to hell?" Because yes, the master said, Because this I will bring you to hell. You save it, but you still have this I. You see that? And then this student awaken. So next time he save, he don't say, I save the frog. If you say, I save the frog, means you still have this ego saving the frog. That's why this ego will bring you to the darkness. So whatever you do, kindness, compassion, without this I, then you are ultimate nirvana. But you stick with this I, this self, this ego, then you are still in to the dark realm. So that is the term of I, saving. That's why Bodhisattva, saving the living being, innumerable, immeasurable, infinity of beings. But they don't think that they are saving. That is the true saving, the true liberation. So that is the thing that we have to live deeply. Whenever we help certain beings, we help other people. Just like people go to temple and they donate a temple 100 or 200, they say, oh, I donate to this temple 100, 200. So this I will what? Will have less merit. If you donation without thinking, without I, then your merit is very huge, very long, infinity. But when you say, oh, I donated this thing, then you still have this ego. When you donation with this ego, your merit will limit. So whatever you do with compassion, love, and kindness, without thinking this I, then your merit, your virtue will infinity like space. That's why the Buddha say, when you save all sentiment without this I, then you are truly saving. But if you save and say a little bit with this I, then you're actually not saving. You see that? So that's why he said that even innumerable, immeasurable, infinity number of beings have become liberated. We do not in truth think that a single being has liberated. When you save certain being, you don't think that you are saving. And that is the true saving. And the last question, the Buddha, and the last sentence the Buddha said, why is this so? If a Bodhisattva hold on this idea of self, a person, a living being, or a lifespan exit, that person is not authentic Bodhisattva. So if a Bodhisattva saving sentient being still have this self, this person, this living being, this lifespan, then they are not a true Bodhisattva. So this is the full notion of ego, right? A self in yourself, a person is other person, a living being is all living being, and a lifespan means life continue living. So if you save all this, this is the point to the wisdom of non-discrimination. You're helping, but you're not discrimination, right? So self, person, living being, lifespan, you have to get rid of this. So that is the true Bodhisattva is without this four notion. If you attachment this four notion, then you are not a Bodhisattva. You see that? So a Bodhisattva is a very difficult path, right? If you want to become Buddha, you have to follow this Bodhisattva path, right? So you can read this thousands of Sutra. You never see this. The Buddha mentioned that I save all this sentient being. There's none. He just helping. He just teaching. He just all do all things, but he never say I save all this sentient being. You see that? Without this ego. So that's why being a non-discrimination means that we can liberate ourselves. So whatever you do, whatever comes to your mind, you have to let it go. Doesn't matter you help them or you don't save them, you have to let go of this thing. Because all person, all living beings are the same, right? If you save them, means you save yourself. If you help them, you actually help yourself. So actually you don't help them, right? Everything you do in this world is doing for yourself. Just like our President Kennedy, right? His famous quote says that, ask for what? Ask for you do for your country, not ask your country to be for you. You have to do something for your country. Don't expect the country to do something for you. That is what? That's a Bodhisattva, right? A Bodhisattva have to do something for all sentient beings. Not expect sentient beings to do something for you. Right? So that's they get rid of the self, the ego. So that is the ways a Bodhisattva live. That means save living beings without saving, help living beings without helping, right? Without this I, this ego, this self. So that is the true liberation. So that is his answer to Subhudi's two important questions. Okay. So how do we dwell this? How do we dwell this mind? Where do we take refuge in this mind? Right now we thinking of our mom, means we refuge in our mom. We think of our dad, we refuge on the dad. But if we are not thinking, where are we? No dwelling, right? Dwelling without dwelling. Refuge without refuge. That's the true refuge. In general, we say, oh, I refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. But the truth is that you have refuge, the non-Buddha, the non-Sangha, the non-Dharma. That is the true refuge. If you hang on something, means you still attachment. If you let go everything, then you have no more attachment. So that is very high practice. It's like meditation, we don't hang on anything, then our mind is like infinity, like space. If we hang on something, then our mind is small. We hang on the house, small like house, our mind small like house. We hang on the cars, the vehicle, our mind small like a vehicle. If we hang on the diamond ring, then our mind is like small like a diamond ring. You see that? Imagine your meditation without a refuge of anything. When your mind is infinity. That's why Zen master say their mind is like infinity, like space. Because they don't hang on anything. You see that? Space, is this space hang on something? No, this space don't hang on anything. Thing hang on space, but space don't hang on anything, right? That's why the space is infinity. So our mind is the same thing. Our minds, when we attach to something, we cling to something, then our mind is limited. If our mind have no clinging, no attachment, no self, then infinity, right? So when you sit meditation with 1 minute, 2 minutes without hang on anything, then your mind is everywhere, right? Infinity. But if you hang on something, hang on the bills, hang on your husband, your wife, it's very small. You see that? So that is the bring all sentient being, non-living being, living and non-living being to ultimate nirvana. That is the true nirvana. So we will start right here. So I want you go home and think about this, put into practice, and then next time I think next time we can start chapter 4 about how we can go deeper, like deeper level of practice. So the Dharma Sutra help you to practice from your monkey mind, how to stop your monkey mind, right? That's why the teaching of the Buddha. You have any question, comment, anything that you would like to share? Yes?
Could you explain again about the fourth level of nirvana? I couldn't understand that.
Okay. Let me tell. I think I'll do next time I pick a chalkboard right now. The first is nirvana of self-nature. I mean awakened nature everybody has. The second nirvana we call nirvana with residue. I mean nirvana with his body. It's like the Buddha in your head. When he living, he still have his body, but he's in the state of nirvana. The third nirvana without this body. When the Buddha passed away, he's let go of this 4 elements. he enter nirvana. So the third nirvana without residue, and the fourth nirvana of no dwelling, no hanging on anything. That is the Bodhisattva nirvana. I mean, they everywhere for them is nirvana. In hell, in casino, whatever, in supermarket, house, in the temple, everywhere for them is nirvana. But for us, when we are in the temple, we are nirvana. When we go casino, go gambling, then not nirvana. You see that? So that is the fourth type of nirvana. Okay. So next time I get the chalkboard right down, so we can able to understand. Anybody else? Question, comment? So very simple, right? You can practice. That's the true practice. Yes, you have a question?
Did you have a question, Mark?
Yeah. Is the idea of non-self the same as the realization of emptiness? Is that one and the same?
Non-self, realize of emptiness, yeah, same.
Then, so we look at emptiness, that's the understanding of that we're part of the infinite nothingness. Is that one way to look at it? Is that
nothingness is nothing, is something. With this nothing, then there's something.
so
I mean, beyond emptiness here is beyond empty and beyond one and two. Usually we say yes, no, but emptiness beyond yes and no.
So non-dual.
Non-dual, yeah. So emptiness is non-dual.
So then emptiness can't be divided, and so that's the idea that you're part of everything.
Yes, you are part of everything. Just like you are part of universe, right? You cannot say I'm separate from the universe. I'm separate from my mom. I'm separate from my dad. No, actually you are one. You are same element. You have blood, red. You have four elements. You have everything. You have Buddha nature. They have Buddha nature. There's no independent. There's no independent. They all depend on each other. There's no separate cell. They all component together. So a drop of water is equal of the whole ocean. The whole ocean is a drop of water. That's why one of the Zen masters say, one is for all is for one. You see that? So there's a space in this bowl, it's the same as space outside. So you cannot say, oh, this space is separate from this space outside. They are not separate. They are one, right? But you cannot say they are one, because there's in here, there's out here. That's why beyond duality. That's why emptiness. So without emptiness, there's no life, no mirror, no nothing. You see that? So we are with emptiness. Okay. Yes?
I had a discussion with a friend, and it was a little related to Maitreya, the Happy Buddha. And my understanding was that the Maitreya would be the next Buddha, and before that there wouldn't be any other Buddhas. And a friend thought that there could be a Buddha at any time, and that we don't have to wait until the Maitreya, or maybe the next Buddha.
The next Buddha is in this world, but different world is probably Buddha somewhere. We talk about Maitreya only in this world. But probably different world, there's another Buddha coming.
I think the friend was talking about just in this world, though.
Oh, I see.
Just in this world.
Just in this world is just the Maitreya will be the next Buddha.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So I got that one right.
Yeah. I thought he said another world, probably.
I'll ask about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes you have to ask him specifically.
Right.
Otherwise, we don't know this world or a different planet. Probably a different planet, another Buddha might be come already. Probably yesterday or today.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody question, comment? Go ahead.
Yeah, Dale and I are going to clean up
Trail.
the trail this Saturday at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Just if anybody else was interested in coming. Basically just gonna clean up stuff from the trail.
Yeah, and cut some grass.
Basically.
Yeah, on the way.
So yeah, this Saturday at 10 a.m.
So next week we have retreat, right? Everybody ready for retreat? Okay. So it'll be nice June, right? Nice weather, hope no rain. No question, comment?
You're going to Colombia pretty soon too?
On the 13th, after the retreat.
15th of June?
And then we will do
After
the
the
retreat in
retreat.
Colombia.
In Colombia, South America?
Yeah.
Permanently?
Huh?
Temporary?
No, 1 week we went for the retreat. Do the Zen. So that week we have no class. I will announce. I think I'm leaving on the 13th, come back on the 19th or 20th. So Colombia, there's a group Zen, there's a meditation group. They invite us to come there to teach them about meditation and all that stuff.
What part of Colombia?
I think the capital city, Medellin or something. Huh? Yeah. There's a good coffee out there.
Good coffee.
It's also a good what? Drug. A lot of drug coffee. Just they plant a lot of weed and a lot of coffee. So coffee and weed are the same. Coffee make you awaken, weed make you awaken too. But different style.
Are they Vietnamese?
No, they are Colombian people.
They're Colombian people.
There's an English school. They speak Spanish or Colombian people. There's no Vietnamese temple out there.
No Vietnamese temple.
I think 90-something% is Catholic. The Pope usually go like there. Only a small group I study meditation. Okay, anybody else? Yes?
I just want to comment that I went to the retreat 2 years ago, and it was, that really helped my practice, so if anyone can make it, I really highly recommend it. It's a great day.
I think everybody here signed up, right? So if we have one in June, probably we have one in July too. So. Because last year we don't have it. So we double this year. So I had probably in July. Before July 4 we have one.
In July, yeah.
Huh?
Date?
Before July 4. I think July 4 is Monday, right? So we already, Tuesday. So we do the Saturday of July of the month. So be on the first or the second. So the first, right? The first is Saturday, right? So the first is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So we July the 1st we have another one. So we can cover last year. Last year we don't have one. Add up. Comment, question? Okay, we will decide the end of ours and make you guys. Living being or innumerable, I vow to save them all. Affliction or endless, I vow to correct them all. The Dharma door uncountable, I vow to study them all. The Buddha ways is accepted, I vow to attain it. I vow that the merits and virtue of this discourse everywhere enrich everyone, so that all of us and all living